Hello, hello, hello everybody from Elgar. If you guys saw my last live here a couple of days ago, then you've already met the beautiful tree who's behind me and supporting me. Look at it. Actually, there's two of them. There's one down there and there's one there. And all of nature is always supporting us. And, you know, what did we know as little girls and boys when we were growing up? I know so much has changed from the latest generation, but, you know, we didn't have Wi-Fi, we didn't have the internet. And so growing up, we actually got to play, got to explore. I remember riding my bike, hanging out with friends, going to places in the woods, bringing our dolls or whatever the toys were, and always feeling really great. You know, growing up, we all have different things that are going on. Some of you guys know I was actually born in Iran. And when I was 7, my parents, due to my dad's work, we quickly left during the first few days of the revolution. And it was one of the things that my dad did, just knowing, hey, he played a political role, even though he wasn't in politics. He was willing to be aware of that future and say, boom, I gotta send my kids and my wife out of the country right away. And that's what I want to talk about, is like how much our bodies give us information. You know, I'm at Elgar. It's really peaceful. We just spent the last 6 days here at an event called the 6th Day, and it was called Never Give Up, Never Give In, and Never Quit. Always ask a question. Just even as I say that, does your body relax? Does it, you know, are you nervous? Like, what's the sensations going on with you in your body? And this is something that no one really teaches us growing up. I'd say more and more, we talk about the body. It's something that maybe, you know, we have more awareness of. But growing up, you knew. Like, there was this gut instinct. There was this awareness that you were perceiving from your body, and you knew. You know, like, even when driving, are there certain streets at a certain time that you don't go down that street? You're like, I'm not sure why. You know, during September 11th in New York, when all that stuff was going on with the actual buildings, I had family, friends, colleagues. Our corporate office at the time was actually next door to the Twin Towers. And so many stories of people like, I woke up and I wasn't feeling good and I didn't go to work today. Or, you know what, I had a late start, I missed the train. And how often when you have that sensation or that awareness, that we go into what's wrong with me, what did I do wrong, instead of what am I aware of? What is my body showing me? You know, I know many friends that didn't survive that Twin Tower, and then I also know many that did. And so grateful for every single being, whether, you know, they were able to miss the bus or whatever it was. But that gave us a lot of information, okay? And our bodies have that capacity. You know, years ago, I was on the East Coast. I was in the DC area, and very young. I had just gotten married, and we were spending some time with family in the East Coast. And that day, I just had this sensation not to get on the plane. And it's odd, because even today, you know, one of my favorite things is a plane. And that nervousness, I kept thinking was me. There's something wrong with me. What's wrong with my body? Why do we not want to get on the plane? And being young and naive, what was more important was my work, that I had to be there the next day. And I was married, and my husband had an exam in the university that day. And I got on the plane, but before I did, I called my family and I told them how much I loved them. Now today, I'm not sure I would get on that plane. I would first ask a question. What is this? What am I aware of? Does it even belong to me? And good evening. And you know what's interesting is I spent the whole flight. I was going to California, LA. So more than 6 hours, I was like, what is this, you know? And I landed, and I was like, why was I so nervous? What was going on? Everything was calm. We went, back then I had a bunny, Thumperita. We went and picked her up from the babysitter. We went home, and by the time we got to bed, it was about 11:30 at night. And guess what? At 4 in the morning, we had the biggest earthquake that ever hit Los Angeles. Yeah, that's what I was aware of. That's the information my body was gifting me. My body was aware of the frequencies of the earth. And we don't recognize this, but so often the earth is talking, asking for help, and we are ignoring. We make it be it's a problem instead of this capacity that our bodies have. And you know, it's interesting, the building that I was living in was built in the 1970s, and it was one of the few buildings in the area that survived. All the new buildings actually didn't. They crumbled. This particular earthquake was multi-directional. So earthquakes, most of the time, they're built, the buildings, so that it sways. Like hospitals, buildings, they sway during an earthquake. This earthquake was multi-directional, so it was going this way, where the building can sway, but it was also going this way. So it's as if you're going north, south, east, and west. And that's why so many things crumble, because they could not handle the multi-directional. And it was interesting. Like today, would I have gotten on the plane knowing I had that? Maybe, yes. I would have asked questions. But it's turned into a different kind of conversation with the body. Like truly, what is your body sharing with you? I was lucky. I was in a building that was earthquake proof and survived that particular earthquake, you know. But it's not just about the earthquake. How often does your body tell you not to go down the street? How often does it tell you not to go to bed with somebody, you know, have sex with somebody? How often is your body trying to tell you not to get involved in that business transaction? How often is your body telling you not to hire the person you're going to hire? So, you know, it's not just this one thing. Our body, we don't call it our best friend, but it really is this best friend that's with you. It's part of your communication system with everything. Not just people around you, but it includes that. Not just bodies, it includes that. It includes the earth. It includes the future. It includes the business. It includes so many things. And a lot of times, you know, even eating, how often do you actually listen to what your body's desiring for you to eat versus you're eating based on, I've eaten that before and I like it. You know, like today I was having breakfast. I don't usually eat breakfast, but today my body desired breakfast. And I love bacon. And the excuse for bacon is to have a little bit of eggs. And I asked my body, what did it desire? And it was so funny, because it said egg, but guess what? It desired one bite of eggs. And that's all I had. And then the next thing, that's it. It desired the bacon and the Nutella. Now, you know, some would say that's not healthy, but if you eat what your body actually desires for you to eat, now it doesn't mean you eat a gallon full of it, okay? Just because your body said ice cream didn't say the whole gallon, okay? That's where we go extreme. But if we do, it's because the body knows the energy and the nutrients it requires. Like with all the changes that have been going on the last 6 days, my body required more sugar. And that's where the Nutella came into play. But it also required more salt, which is where the bacon came to play. The eggs, I'm not sure, maybe protein or whatever, but it was interesting because I don't usually eat eggs. And when I even had them put it, I had them put a little bit. Even from that little bit, I only had like 1.5 bites. And I knew my body was like, that's enough. But also, all parts of your body. You guys know I'm a facilitator of a program called Conscious Vagina. Conscious Vagina is not just for ladies. It really is about inclusion of your body. Allowing your body to communicate, having communion with it, but allowing you to also use all parts of your body, not from the judgment aspect of it, but truly this best friend and ways that you can really generate, create, and bring things to fruition. And yes, whether it's your vagina, whether it's your penis, that's a taboo. I'm not even supposed to be talking about it, but this is why I'm talking about it. The more we make it a taboo, we cannot use it. We cannot use it to our advantage. If anything, that's where you start to notice different things going on with your body. Notice when you ignore the signals of your body, how much do you have pain? How much do you have intensities? Now, pain and intensity aren't the problem because they're usually showing you a capacity that you're either resisting or reacting to or avoiding. It's like, you know, when you put like some pressure in a bottle, right? That pressure, and then it goes boom. Same thing with your bodies. When you really start to listen, it's the whisper. The more you don't listen, the more it intensifies, and a way for your body to really just show you what's working, what's not working. But body, what are you sharing with me? Start to ask that question. Start to explore, what is that? And it's going to be different. Like a sensation you had yesterday may not be the same thing your body's telling you with that same sensation today. It may be, but you got to be in the question. So I'd love to invite you guys on the 28th of October. I'm having an intro class called Body, What Are You Sharing? And I invite you guys to come with your bodies to explore those conversations your body's having with you. But not just from, I have a problem. If you do have some stuff going on, we can definitely have conversations about that. But also, what can you create with your bodies you've never explored before? Because without a body, you're not going to eat, right? Without a body, you're not going to have touch. Without your body, you can't have a massage. Without your body, you don't have a business. You really, even the communication, look at it. All of this is with the communion and part of your body being included. So, I invite you guys to really explore. And what would it be like for every part of your body to be part of that conversation? From what you wear, what you eat, but also who you have sex with, who you work with, who you add to your life and living. And sometimes the conflict that's there between you and others tends to fizzle away the more you listen to your body. So I wonder, what can we be actually receiving from our bodies today that we've never considered before? So, come explore. I'm going to be here at Laleh, and we'll have the nature here contributing to it. And we also have translation. We have Spanish, Espanol, we have Romanian, and we have Polish. And happy to add other languages if we end up having participants who require translation. So I wonder, what is possible with your bodies today? Caesar?